I'm going to use a 4.5 centimetre seed of life. So I put my ruler at the centre point, measure off to 0, make a mark, get my compasses. I highly recommend you getting a pair of locking compasses which have these bits on, which means you can take it back to 0. Make sure your point of your pencil goes to the point of the compass. Then using the wheel, take them out to the exact distance you require, which in this case is 4.5 centimetres. Once you have that, you're going to lean into the corner and draw your first circle. Next, you want to find the point at the top where the line meets the corner of the circle, and you want to draw your next circle. Like so, and then you see where they meet. You want to draw another circle in there. I'm trying to make them show up because I like drawing on black paper. I've got a light shining it, so you should be able to see them okay. Then connect that one in exactly the same way. And you'll notice that the bottom centre should be directly on the line that I drew at the beginning. And you've got 2 more circles to draw. Like so. And then the last circle, like so. I'll reposition the camera. And you should see a seed of life pattern, which is quite straightforward. And I believe I've shown you these in the past. Now this is where this pattern becomes really interesting, because we're going to need to start to connect some of these lines together, and I'll show you which we're going to do as we go. So the first thing we need to do, as we've already got the vertical alignment with the petals of the seed of life, is just redefine that line, then move the ruler to an diagonal line and do the same thing with that, so that we create essentially what would be a hexagon. Like so. I'm going to draw the lines nice and hard so you can see where we're going with this. Next up on my design, you can see that I need to connect the points through where these 2 outer circles meet each other, so it goes like this, and you'll notice that these 2 dots here are in alignment as well. So we do this on both sides vertically, so we make sure it all lines up like so. And then obviously we need to repeat this for the diagonals as well. So we do this like this. Do it down here. Making sure that the lines go through those lines there. And one more time. And this way you'll see that we are starting to connect it into an actual shape, so you might recognise in a moment. And this one here. Now you should be able to see a six-pointed star appearing at a slight angle. Okay, quite straightforward. Now, this is where it becomes really interesting. You can see that we need to bring in our lines so that when we put the actual shape in, they don't go all the way to the top. Okay, now the way I've done this is I have used a centimetre, I've used a ruler, and I've measured up 3 centimetres in each direction from the centre point. So 3 centimetres there, 3 centimetres there, and 3 centimetres there. Now, an easier way to do this to make sure it's totally accurate is to obviously use the compass. Put it in the centre point. Make sure we have essentially a 6. Oh, if it does that, then you're not holding it properly. A 6 centimetre diameter, which is very reminiscent of my 639 drawing that I did a little while ago. Now once you have this, you can start use it in white pencil, adding your lines in. So from there to there. From there to there. And from there to there. And you'll see why I'm using pencil a little bit later on when I do the rest of the icosahedron. Next, we need to connect our lines out diagonally, and I'll show you how to do that. So you'll notice on here that diagonal lines go from a point to a point like so. Right, just sharpen my pencil so I can show you properly now. We connect our line to the central circle through the corner of our other line, and we draw it to the outside pencil line like so. And if I show you on the vertical, it's more easy to see. You go through that line there to the vertical line there, like so. And lastly, like this one, through that central So we end up with this strange looking shape. We then using our compass we then do the same thing at the back, so connecting the back line from that point to the edge point here. The same for the vertical one. And the same on the other side. Like so. Okay. Then it's simply a question of joining the two lines we've just drawn, like so, and like so, and these follow the seed of life 6-pointed star edges, like so. And there you have the central part of it. Then it's simply a question of extending the line outwards and connecting it through to the other side, like so. And the same on this side, taking the line outwards, connecting it downwards, and one last piece. Taking the line down to the line that's already there, and then connecting it up like so. Now you should see that we have our three interlocking rectangles like this. And now the last stage is to use our pen and connect the corners together to create the icosahedron. So we'll start with the top one. And this will make a three-dimensional drawing of the icosahedron, which I've done a couple of recently. And I'll just pen in the edges. So there's that corner one. And there's that one. And you can see that this edge is already drawn. And then we'll add this one in. Like so. We'll connect those together there. And you'll see it's on a slight tilt as well. We'll connect these and you'll see the tilt now when I connect these two up. And then we connect this one. And you'll notice that this edge is already drawn. Then we connect this one. And this one. And lastly, this one here. And there's one more actually down the bottom. Connect that one. And we connect this one. And I should be able to see the side triangles and the central 4 triangles of the icosahedron, drawn at a slight tilt based on our drawing of the icosahedron. There you go, thanks for watching.